States push themselves back up on top. They're ahead of the Russians once again now by almost a full point. The United States stays in third place, the Netherlands still fourth. The one change further down is that the Ukrainians have moved up to sixth from seventh, leapfrogging the Germans. But here at the top is the position we're all interested in, as the Russians now make their move on the final piece of apparatus for them.
And Natalia Zygancheva on beam. She had a pretty disastrous asymmetric bar routine, youngest member of the team, only 15. She too doesn't have a 16th birthday till December, so very much a newcomer to the team. Very slight wobble there, but the judges will take off 0.05 for it. 10 centimetres wide, this beam. Oh, nice. Standing Arabian. Little hesitancy on the landing, but a very powerful skill to produce. Super E element. Side split leap. And that called a Shishanova. Only one of those hip landings permitted in the exercise, and then the compulsory balance on one leg, or it may be in handstand. Nice high double tap to finish, and I'm sure she'll feel redeemed after that. Probably very disappointed with the bars. It's great to see somebody so satisfied, and this is what it's all about, self-satisfaction. If you've done your best and you've achieved all that you can achieve, there's not a lot more. And there, Viktor Gavrichenko, who is a lovely, lovely man. Viktor, very gentle person, a non-aggressive coach. It's nice to see him back on the scene after enduring heart surgery last year, triple bypass. And there he is, as fit as ever, taking round the Russian team.
If the Russians do fail to win the gold, they'll look back possibly on this second rotation as being the one that let them down more than anything. Maria Zasipkina took a step on her second vault. Zygancheva sat down on her first vault, landed the second one, and Korkina fell on both her vaults, and it wasn't a good series for them. But it's not all over, particularly because the Romanians had a bad time on the bars in that second rotation, in fact a disastrous time. And as a result, the Russians are still very close to their big rivals on this final rotation here at these World Championships in the team event. But it does really mean that the last two Russians have got to do something very special still to come for them. We've got Svetlana Korkina, 9.175 there for the first of their three competitors, and then Ludmila Eyova in just a moment.
And this Korkina, oops, a hesitancy there. She was supposed to link the mount into that series. Very uncharacteristic of her. So two wobbles, both worth of 0.5 to a tenth. But winning is all about risk, and sometimes it doesn't come off. For the Romanians, it comes off more than anybody else because success breeds confidence. A little struggle on that back hip circle.
Didn't look so elegant, did it? The crowd entirely enwrapped in this performance, though, knowing that this is a very special star with lots of pressure.
Korkina really elegant, and I must say, well, her performance speaks for itself and her results speak for themselves. Beautiful bar worker, very elegant on floor, but I don't think she's a dynamic beam worker in comparison to many we see. I find her beam work, whilst it is elegant, it is rather monotonous. Lovely cartwheel, 2.5 twist from the end of the beam. It had a beautiful lift, and her linear body really lends itself to such wonderful twisting. But for Svetlana Korkina, not her best ever beam routine. and not at the best ever time either, because they're really challenging for the World Championships. Just watch this hesitancy. Whoops, she's off balance, can't keep going, and she has to break the combination, and she will lose bonus points because she was intending to link those skills together. And again, a little wobble at the end of this series.
Being an abnormally tall girl for gymnastics, of course, the beam is possibly the toughest piece of apparatus she has to work on, because the higher center of gravity, it's further to fall, and I guess it must hit the confidence somewhat.
Oh, absolutely, it is. This is why her skills have got to be so carefully selected. Very difficult. And once, of course, you've got that wobble, to correct it, when your center of gravity is as high as hers, you know, it's like a tower leaning, really.
And she looks pensively on then, knowing that there we are, it's not good enough. 8.862, and bye-bye gold medal, one suggests, unless the Romanians make mistakes. We've seen already in this tournament they're capable of making mistakes even at this very, very high level. So Ludmila Eyova, now here's somebody who really could produce something for them. She's taking part in the individual finals on the beam over the weekend, but here going for the team this time.
A spectacular gymnast. What beautiful work. And there are some gymnasts who train to be good on this piece of apparatus, and there are others who have a natural ability to balance. And Iona, really a beautifully poised gymnast on beam, feels every inaccuracy and can adjust it. Solid as a rock on that half-twisting flick-flack. Oh yes, super E element. That's a flick-flack with the half-turn, finishing with a second half-turn. Flexibility and strength in range.
Here's something demonstrating what we were talking about. A good deal shorter, this girl, than Korkina, and looks a lot more comfortable on the beam.
But she has got superb balance skill, absolutely superb. And that was Ludmila Eyova, 19-year-old Russian. And I think we'll see a lot of her in the future. Just look at the difference in size.
Yeah. Beautiful performance. That beam, by the way, not made of wood nowadays.
Let's just watch this, Richard. This opening combination is so spectacularly executed. First of all, the flexibility in the needle stand. And then if we get the opportunity, there, the Arabian Tinska to walkover, and then the aerial walkover, and then a front somersault with a quarter turn.
Brilliant. Superb balance all the way through.
That wasn't quite achieved, and I've got a feeling that she repeats it because it wasn't achieved the way she wanted it to be achieved.
But that was spectacular, the second part of that move.
The Arabian flick with the second half turn down to hips. Dismount, 2.5 twist, probably the least spectacular of all of her skills, the dismount.
Love the throwback of the head like that, though. Great performer, 9.45. And that's a very good mark. But.
Gabriella Wammes over to the asymmetric bars, and disaster for the Netherlands. Because at this stage of the game, every microscopic mark counts. And she's just given away 5/10, which is the equivalent of 50 points. Because it's not only the fall against the apparatus, but it's the skill itself which affects the start value and affects her whole mark. Double back pike to dismount, but a shame she lost it in the middle. But she retrieved it well.